Say yes in chat box. What nice screen also is available. Yes.
Sir, voice was close, sir. Even never.
Now it is clear.
No, sir.
Can you please confirm? Now it is clear, or still you're
Sir.
facing any issue?
No. Now it is clear.
Okay, thank you. Fine. With the last class, we have discussed about management information with respect to safety. Why we have to do that such kind of presentations to make them aware that the systems or the functions of safety, how it is implemented. Is there any management support is required for the resources or any other purposes? And also, it is very much important that the management should know the performance of safety. Safety in the sense, it is not about the safety department. It is overall performance of company safety. Okay. Today, we started with IS 102, which is Safety Engineering 1. And today we are going to discuss about safety in the use of machines. While using machines, what kind of safety precautions to be followed. So this is just a topic, Safety Engineering 1. With the previous class, we have completed the IS 101. So it is IS 102. So in the the safety precautions which is supposed to be followed. And machines దగ్గర మనం పనిచేసేటప్పుడు ఎలాంటి సేఫ్టీ ప్రికాషన్స్ అనేవి ఫాలో అవ్వాలి, మిషన్స్ దగ్గర ఎలాంటి సేఫ్టీ డివైజెస్ అనేవి ఉంటాయి, దాని గురించి డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. Okay, first is hand and foot operated presses. The hand and foot operated presses is nothing but one is the kind of machines. Foot press in the sense they'll have a button in the bottom of the machine. There an operator can sit or stand. He'll use his foot to operate the machine, which is nothing but a press. So if you see a non-power press or generally hand or foot pick operated and are used for the blanking, forming or punching, etc. Mostly on metal, but also on leather, cardboard, plastics, and pasteboard. So these are the non-power presses. Non-power press means there is no electricity connection which will be there for this process. It is completely depend on human energy. These are non-power. In the sense, no electrical energy is connected to this process. It is completely depend on human energy. They used to do these operations like blanking or forming or punching. If you see slippers, if you see most of the slippers which we use, they use this hand operated presses and also electrical operated presses for making the punches. Even if you see in the belt, everybody use the belt, vest belt. The vest belt also, how they do punching, they'll have a die and they use the manual hammer to punch it. These kind of presses. An accident may take place if the operator's attention is distracted and the work is jammed in the die and the ram descends due to the sleekness in the guides and also insufficient friction resistance. 1 second. Here I have to. For example, how an accident happened with this kind of presses. Generally, what will happen? For example, and this is in a machine. This is the guide. So this is the bottom plate where the machine will come, and here we have a ram. So what will happen? This is the die for that. So here we'll put a piece of a bunch of material or one metal sheet. This ram will come down and it will make the hole in the center. This is a one kind of press operation. This ram is connected to this guides, or how the accident will happen if the operator, who is the operator here, if he is not focusing on the machine operations or his attention got distracted, then what will happen? He may put hands in between the die on the raw material, he may get injured. Or sometimes what will happen? If the work is jammed, here the work means the work piece, whatever the metal piece we are using between the ram, and also the distance due to the sleekness in the guides and also insufficient friction resistance. Sometimes what will happen? Because of gravity, the friction between these guides and this ram, it is not there, then the ram will come down automatically, or the die will come down automatically. Or mistake of one operator if two operators work on the same press. For example, if two operators are working, one operator is feeding the raw material and other operator is pressing the button, either by the hand or foot pedal. So while feeding the other operator raw material, still he has not removed his hands. By the time he has operated the machine, what will happen? Directly this ram will come down. The other guy may got injured. So here, if two people are working, they need a coordination. Generally, what will happen? There are many cases happen like this. Then later, what will happen? They have used the 4-button system. For example, if two operators are there, both the operators have to press buttons. If all 4 press buttons are operated, then only the RAM will come down. Until unless if you are not pressing any of these 4 buttons, the RAM will not come down for the operations. This is how this press machines work. Either as I mentioned, one is foot pedal, other one is hand operated. These are the 2 types of push buttons that you have to operate. Now we'll see safety devices include. What kind of safety devices it will have? Generally, the closed tools, fixed guards and restricted stroke. So these are some of the controls. Fixed guards in the sense it is completely protected. Means it is a fixed. It is not made for the whenever they want, if they want to remove it. It is a fixed guards. And interlock guards, like interlock guards in the sense they will put a sensor, photoelectric sensor, so that if anybody or any interruption between the job or in between the signal, the RAM will stop automatically. For example, this RAM has to come. I have put a photoelectric sensor here, and this is the input, and this is the output. This end to this end, I have a photoelectric sensor. It is invisible. దీన్ని మనం చూడలేము. ఇదేంటి ఒక సెన్సార్ లాగా. సో ఎప్పుడైతే నా జాబ్ పీస్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది, మిషన్ వచ్చి ఇక్కడ పనిచేయాలి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? నేను సడన్గా ఈ క్రాస్ అయ్యాను అనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ నేను చేయి పెట్టడం కానీ ఏమైనా చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఈ ర్యామ్ అనేది కిందకి రాదు. సో అక్కడే జాబ్ అయిపోతుంది, అంటే అక్కడే ఆగిపోతుంది. ఇట్ స్టాప్స్ ఇన్ ది వేర్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ గాట్ ఇంటరప్టెడ్. ఎక్కడైతే మనము ఈ ఫోటో ఎలక్ట్రిక్ సెన్సార్ని ఇంటరప్ట్ చేసాము. ఇంటరప్ట్ అంటే ఏంటంటే మధ్యలోకి వెళ్ళడం, అంటే దాన్ని డిస్టర్బ్ చేయడం, కంటిన్యూటీ డిస్టర్బ్. ఎప్పుడైతే దీని కంటిన్యూటీ డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతుందో ఒక ఎండ్ నుంచి ఒక ఎండ్కి ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఈ మిషన్ అనేది ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఆగిపోతుంది. అది వచ్చేసి ఇంటర్లాక్ డాట్స్. Then pendulum or sweep away devices. Sweep away device in the sense it will not allow you to go to the near to the point of operation. Point of operation means if you see this is in a RAM, as we see, and here it is the work table, and here you have a sheet of metal, and this is going to be the point of operation in the sense where your raw material is converting into the product. So once this RAM comes down or this die comes down, here it will make a hole before it is a raw material. Once it is punches and go back, it is going to be one of the products. Either may be a intermediate product or semi-finished goods or finished goods. Wherever this RAM and the interaction between material, those space called as point of operation. Then automatic device which arrest the RAM. This is also same. And two-hand control in the sense previously we will have only one button to operate. Now it is added been another button so that the operator is not going to interact with the machine. Once he will put the sheet metal, then he is going to press the both the buttons. Until unless you are not pressing the buttons, if it is single operator, it is not going to work. If it is in a double operators, they'll have an other pendulum to operate. Total 4 buttons. And foam foundation and also mounting on the presses. This is also one of the ways to avoid the vibration of the machines. Now, sufficient spacing or screens to prevent the other workers coming into contact with the moving parts. Sufficient screens in the sense they used to put the spaces between, or if the two machines are there, they'll put a one barricade in between, or they'll put a some mesh to avoid the people come in contact with the machines. The RAM should not descend due to gravity. So this is the one of the point. Regular maintenance has to be conducted. RAM and manaki, it is going to be in a weight. So it should not come automatically until unless the operator is using the or giving the command stating that it has to come down. It should not come its own because of gravity. Because why it will come as a gravity? It is a weight. So definitely it will have a gravity. So it will be a high chance to come down. Then regular inspection and maintenance, and good training and supervision. These are also a few safety controls we should have with the foot or hand operated press machines. Now we'll see, this is also one of the safety controls. If you see here in the left side picture, they're using the belts. These are the restricting the movement of the person. This is in a point of operation. This is the maximum they will go. Beyond this, these strips will not allow the person to go forward. Even this is also one way of wrist hands so that they are not allowing the operator to go to the point of operation. This is the point of operation. And this is also same kind of safety restrictions. We are keeping them to not to interact with the point of operations. These are a bit old controls. Now we have mostly photoelectric sensors, etc. And this is another kind of machine. Have you seen this machine, anybody? Bending and forming machines. If anybody in construction or any fabrication industry, they would have identified what kind of machine it is. Anybody? No. Okay. What about others? Yes. Okay. Okay, okay, fine, no problem. Good. Today everybody is active. I'm happy to see that. Yes, bar bending machine, very good. See in social media, okay, fine, great, no problem. This is the one kind of, bar bending or a farming machine in the sense it will shape, it will change the shape of the material. By seeing the title itself, we can understand it is a bending machine of the sheet metal or a rod or specific tube or a bar which you have feeded. ఏదైతే మనము స్పెసిఫిక్ మెటీరియల్ మనము ఈ మిషన్ కి ఫీడ్ ఇస్తాము, ఫీడింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఆ మిషన్ కి అందించడము, దాన్ని అది మార్చేసి బయటికి పంపించేస్తుంది. So I have told you the point of operation. Point of operation in the sense, if you see here with the arrow mark, you can follow this arrow mark. This arrow mark talking about the point of operation. In between these three rollers, there is a point of operation. Because here the raw material is converting into a semi goods or semi finished goods or finished goods. This machine is used to bend the stock. Stock is nothing but a raw material, that is a plate, a bar, a tube, or a pipe. So these are some of the examples. This machine can change the shape of it or change the position of it into a desired shapes. Generally, it will use the change the shape. Forming and bending are performed by dies or bending punches or other tools. This forming and bending will be what will happen. Whatever the shape you want, how you want to convert your raw material into, based on that, you are going to change your dies like these rollers. So here you need this kind of output. So you would have used these kind of rollers to take out the shape output. Okay. What kind of hazards will have? Here what will happen? A trapping in dies or in the running nips of the rollers. Trapping between the dies. There may be a chance of people may put their fingers in between the dies. Then sharp corners of the materials slipping due to the lubricants and heating due to the friction of motions. These are the hazards because of it will have a friction or rapid. There is a friction between these materials during the converting from one shape to other shape. The heat will generate, and also the sharp edges of the material what you have feeded. ఏవైతే మనము ఆ పైప్ కానీ లేదంటే ట్యూబ్ని కానీ లేదంటే ప్లేట్ని కానీ ఫీడ్ చేసామో దాని యొక్క షార్ప్ ఎడ్జెస్ అంటే పదునైన అంచులు ఉండడం వల్ల మనకి ప్రమాదం జరిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. And what kind of precautions we have to follow? A point of operation should be guarded. For example, in this mission, the point of operation is what? For example, in between these three rollers, that is the point of operation. What we have to do? What we have to do is we have to make a provision for the material to go inside without interacting with this guard. So that material will go this way and people are not interacting with these rollers, then the material will come out. Such a way we have to design the guards for these machines. Then power transmissions should be enclosed. Power transmission in the sense, the belts which is fixed for the motor to run these rollers, it has to be closed, nothing but guarded. And a safety stop switch is necessary, and also accidental restarting should be prevented. So accidental restarting, in the sense, I can give a good example as our angle grinding machines. So what will happen? Previously, they don't have any accidental restarting. Accidental restarting in the sense, while you are doing grinding or cutting by using these cutting machines or grinding machines, if the wheel got struck in between the piece or in between the piece of material, our people are used to adjust it, or they used to shake the machine, or they used to try to take out from the jammed machine or the wheel. Once it is free from the jam, So immediately start rotating. It leads to a major accident. That is an accidental restarting. So nowadays, there are features are in once the machine got struck or the wheel got stopped, again you have to restart the machine by using the power button until unless it is not going to start for the grinding machines. Like that, we should not allow the equipment to restart. I think this machine can be aware. Anybody seen this machine? A metal shear machine. This is also very old machine. Even everywhere you can see the small towns. And as I mentioned you, a foot pedal control or foot pedal or operating control. This is the foot pedal. In the sense, for this machine, he has to operate by his foot. అంటే మనము కాలితో ఆపరేట్ చేస్తాం. It need not to press anywhere. By standing here, he will feed the raw material here, then he will press it by his foot. So that the shear blade, the blade of this machine will come down, it will cut the raw material, and then the output will come this side. Okay. Generally, this operation happens here, the point of operation, where exactly the machine is interacting with the raw material. ఎక్కడైతే ఈ యంత్రం అనేది పదార్థం పైన పనిచేస్తుందో దాన్ని పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేషన్ అంటారు. ఓకే. Now we'll see what kind of hazards with this machine. Anybody, any idea what kind of hazards with this machine? Any general guess? What kind of hazards we can expect from this machine? Cut and crush. Okay. Any other guess? So here, what we use is, we use the self-adjusting barrier, which will automatically adjust itself to the thickness of the material. So in the sense, if you have a material, here it is the point of operation. For example, first I'll put this much thin material. My guard will adjust like this, then it will allow the material. Or if I use a bigger size of material, this adjustment will cover like this. So that what will happen, based on the size of the materials, so it will adjust and it will allow the material to go inside so that people are not going to get injured. And the guard should extend across the full width of the table, and it may be slotted, perforated, or set at an angle to permit a good visibility of the cutting. So guard, as I mentioned, it is an adjustable barrier. It's nothing but adjustable guard. It should be full length of the machine. It is not going to be in the half of the portion. It should be from end to end. And also we have to fix the guard in such a way that we should able to see the point of operation, how activities happening. So definitely we'll have a measurement whether it is cutting the material on the same or exact where we are required. To see that operation, it should be positioned in such a way we should get a good visibility. And the back of the knife should be guarded, and also the chutes or the sliders should be attached to the catch the work without reaching close to the knife. In the sense, again, The blade can be seen from the back side also. This is the front side of the machine. This is the back side of the machine. So in the back side also, we should have a guard, and also we should provide a chute. Chute is nothing but a collector, or also called as a conveyor. So we should collect the workpiece. Workpiece in the sense the output of that. And also we have to remove immediately. Otherwise, what will happen? Because of accumulation of the output material, it may go reach to the blade as well. So once your operation is done, the metal has to be removed immediately. In the same way, we should have a guard for the back side of the blade as well. Yes, it is another machine. So a turning machine, and also called as a lathe machine. Anybody seen this machine before? These machines are created in a history in a manufacturing sector. I can say these are the first machines which made human activity easy. Okay, Rishi Kumar has seen this machine. What about others? Fine. This is called a turning lathe machine. It runs at very high speed. It is used for the multiple operations. So here, if you see it is in a spindle chuck, here we will fix the job. So whatever the material you are going to do the process, you are going to fix the material in this spindle chuck. So other side, we have a dead center, or also a tail stock. Here you will have the chips or the blade for the doing of machining, or doing the process of that material. Nothing but we call it as inserts. So the insert will cut the material. What kind of hazards will be? Contact with the projections of face plate and also the check. The face plates will be here. You are going to contact with this face plates and the chuck, and flying metal chips, a long burst, and also a turning. Flying metal chips, basically this machine is used for mostly for the metal cutting as well as wood also. If I assume I'm using this machine for the metal cutting, the flying chips, because this chuck will rotate at a very high speed, maybe 100 or 200 or 300 rotations per minute, or 500 rotations per minute. During such a speed, the chips get fly off. And flying off the job, so flying off the job in the sense the job is going away from the chuck. Flying of the job, if you are not fixing the job in this chuck properly, what will happen? Because of misalignment, the job may fly away. That is also one of the reason, or one of the hazard. Then splashing of coolant resulting in splashing as a slipping hazards, and also dermatitis. Splashing of coolant, because of it is a metal to metal contact, there is a general chance of rotating of the creation of the heat. So that what will happen? They will apply the coolant in the specific area, or where the point of contact, where the metal is exactly cutting. So that what will happen, because of high speed, there may be a chances of the splashes in and around the operation. This coolant is nothing but it will reduce the the temperature. Generally, they use 95 liters of water, and they use 5 liters of coolant. Coolant is nothing but a chemical. So this is the combination they use for the mixing of this material. Then they will apply in the near the point of operation. So that what will happen? The insert, or which is going to cut the material or metal, it is not going to get heated, or we can avoid the heating. So that what will happen? The life of the cutting chip or the insert get increased, and also the quality of the job also will be improved. Because of being chemical, if you are exposing with the chemical, what will happen? We may get dermatitis, and also because of the spillage, there will be a chance of slippery hazard. Then pulley belts and ears and also set screws. These are the pulley belts we have on the other side of the motor. So you are exposing with those pulley belts, running belts. That is also going to be a hazard for the people who are interacting with this machines. Now, how we can avoid these hazards? So contact with the projection of paste plates and checks, what we have to do? The headstock guard or check guard. Headstock guard. Here we have a headstock and also check. Here we have to provide a guarding. Then flying metal chips, we have to put in an enclosure guard so that once you have start the machine, you are going to enclose the machine completely so that we can't avoid the we can't interact with the flying chips. Then flying of the job, full enclosure guard. So that what will happen once you fix the job with the chuck, you will have a full enclosure around the chuck so that in case it is fails also, the guard will help us to avoid the injuries. Then splashing of the coolant. అంటే ఈ coolant అనేది చిన్ని పడటము ఎగిరి పడటము. For that we can fix the splash guards and also pan or enclosure guard mounted on the rollers and also the floor mats. Floor mats can avoid the slippery surface, and the splash guards can be used for to avoid the exposure of the coolant oil. Then fixed guards for the pulleys and the belts, we will put a fixed guard so that nobody going to interact with that. Then other kind of machine. These are also a common machines like boring or drilling machines. Anybody seen these machines before? Anybody? Okay, Vipin, without Chinta. Okay. What about others? Anybody seen these machines? Okay, great. Basically, these machines also you are, more common in the fabrication industries and also engineering industries, and also the engineering workshops and small workshops in the cities. There also you can able to identify these machines. Here also we see the stock, which is nothing but a raw material, and here also we see a small cylindrical shape. This is also a stock. And if you see here, this is the point of operation. Here you are drilling the cylindrical shape to make a hole out of it. Then point of operation, rotating a cutter. So here you are using a rotating cutter to make a hole on this solid block. These are the two types of boring or vertical boring machines or drilling machines. A boring or drilling consists of cutting a round hole by means of any rotating cutting tool. The machines of this class are vertical or horizontal, fixed or portable drills, reamers or funnels. These are the different types, either horizontal drilling or vertical drilling. If you see the hazards of these machines, a spindle contact. Whatever the rotating spindle is there, once you are getting in contact with this spindle, again, there will be a chance of injury or tool and the chuck. Then clamping job and also breakage of the tools or the stock by the job. Unclamping job and also breakage of the tool. Unclamping job in the sense, here, if you see, observe in previous machine, here the job is going to rotate and the cutting tool is stationary in the lathe machines. In these machines, what will happen? The job is stationary, the cutting tool will rotate here. That is the major difference between the lathe machines and this machine. In the lathe machine, the job is going to rotate and the cutting point is a stationary point. And if you see in drilling machines, the raw material is in stationary position, the cutting tool is in a rotating one. Hair or loose clothing in the contact with the revolving spindles and bit, maybe you would have seen in social media because of long sleeves or the long hair. The accidents have happened even in the traveling in the bike also because of our tradition. Our females use the saris. Even those saris also getting trapped on the bike wheels, back wheels. So for that also now the automobile manufacturers, they are giving the sari guards. And then sweeping chips by hand. So people, what will they do? They clean the chips by hand. Then belts, pulleys and the gear set screws and also the flying particles. Here also there will be a flying particle because of the drill bit or the cutting tool rotates at high speed. Definitely there will be a high chance of the flying chips or the flying particles from the operation. Now we'll see the sleeve guard. So for the spindle contact, they'll put a sleeve guard, spindle contact in the sense, this is the spindle. How they do is they'll put an adjustable sleeve guard for this. It is going to be transparent. We can able to see from here. Here it will have a cylindrical shape of sleeve guard so that we can avoid the contact of the spindle. Then telescopic drill guard. Then clamping of the job. We have to check the clamping of the job twice or thrice before starting of operation. And cage type